Okay, so this is the review of my Shop My Stash for the month of June 2019. And I am doing this series so that I can have a better understanding of my collection. I want to declutter what doesn't work for me anymore. I want to make sure that I have mental picture of what I finish up and to help me re-up when I need to re-up on products. So slowly but eventually, I also want to reduce the use of products with harmful chemicals. And so recently, I heard on WebMD that triclosan could be a, could weaken the women's bones. So triclosan, as you may know, is a antibacterial bactericidal, and it's in several products and it's used to kill bacteria. And you can find it in toothpaste and hand soaps and some of our makeups. So, not to go too much into that, but I do want to eventually get to a point where I am not using products that have harmful chemicals in them. Right now, I know that Wet n Wild has a problem with that, and so I have some Wet n Wild products. I am going to finish them up. And I know there's issues with Juvia's Place, but with another whole down the line. So I'm going to use my products. This is just a disclaimer saying that I know people have issues with a couple of products that I may have in my Shop My Stash today and later on, but I am going to use up my collection. So anyway, let me let you know that I already have my, let me get it here in the way. I'm not totally prepared here, I guess. But I already have my cadoodle here, and it's to the side, and I will be filling it with the items from this month's Shop My Stash that will go back into my Alex drawers. Okay, so for the most part, I used everything and enjoyed what I pulled. There were some things I didn't use, and there were a few favorites and a few flops, which I'll save for the end. But let's review. So let's go in with the most used. And the most used, which you can imagine because most of us put this on every day, is mascara. So I use the Maquillage mascara that I got in my Ipsy box in the month of April, I think, or May. Yeah, one of those. And it claims to be an icon. It's a high volume, intense curl mascara. It says it has a football shape um, wand, which it does, and it football and silicone shaped wand. So, and it's supposed to give you an intense curl. Well, the only thing it gave me was coverage. It covered my eyelashes and with a nice, pretty black color, but it did not really elongate my eyelashes or curl them up or thicken them. So, I am going to put that away. Okay. Another thing that, oh, and one thing what's funny is one day when I was doing my makeup for work, I forgot to put on mascara totally. And so I didn't even realize it and I didn't feel any different. So it's got to go into the basket. Okay, so the next thing that I used a lot was the Juvia's Place foundation. I Am Magic Velvet Matte Foundation in 230 Milani. So I did get a lot of use out of this. And so that was another most used product. So at least used now. So I have one under eye concealer. Where is it? That did not get, here it is. Much use. It is the It Bye Bye under eye concealer. The formula to me is just very thick and it's heavy. So it will be one that I save for winter. Way into the basket it goes. And another product that it was least used is the Becca Perfect Skin Mineral Foundation and tobacco. And it's very fine and it didn't give me enough coverage. And I think it'll be good as a finishing powder. It's very light, like I said, and it's finely pigmented, and I think it's a good finishing powder. So away it goes. And another thing I didn't use too much of was, and it surprised me, but I did comment initially when I did the Shop My Stash video that this was a little lighter or not as something. It was different, more different than the Juvia's Place. So I didn't use too much of the Believe Beauty Satin Finish Foundation in Hazelnut. It's medium to full coverage, so it fell short for me in the days of 90 degrees and humid weather. I can use this in the fall, I believe, so I will use it then. Put it away for now. Now we're moving into the not used and things I just really didn't use at all. And that would be, let's see, it is the Clinique All About Eyes eye cream. I did not use any of this because I had not finished using the Answer From eye cream that I got in the Ipsy box. So this will stay in. And I did not use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. So I'm going to finish that up. I'll leave it there because I do want to finish it up. And things I'm going to declutter. One thing I'm going to declutter is a blush by Dalton, and it's in the shade Bombshell. And I'm going to get rid of this because it's just old. I've had it for more than the specified time. It says 24 months. I've had it well over that length of time, and I will show you that it is starting to get a little separated. I'll bring it in a little closer and a little look funky looking. It just, I don't know. I won't, I might just declutter it, but I'll see. So that's one that I want to declutter. And another thing I'm going to declutter, and I'm not even talking about this yet, but I'm in the decluttering stage. So it is the Kardashian Beauty, what is it? It's a lipstick and a lip liner, and the lip liner is broken off. So I just have a little lipstick, and you really can't see it on me. It's in the buff. So because it's broken and because it doesn't really show up, it's going to be decluttered. So that's that with those. So what I'm rolling over to next month, July. Can you believe it? Next week is July. July 4th is next week. Where has June gone? But after all, this is a review, so it's like everything else, flying by. So what I'm rolling over for next month is, like I said, the Clinique is going to stay because eye cream, because I didn't get a chance to use it. The Benefit Ka-Brow, I really liked it. It gave me nice coverage, so I'm going to keep that in my drawer. The Juvia's Place, it stands up to the humidity and the heat, so it's going to go in because, like I said, we're moving into July. And the Absolute, where is it? The Absolute Eye Concealer is going to stay. Here it is back here. I didn't pull this initially at the beginning of June, but I had to pull it because something else didn't work for me, and I'll tell you about that in a little bit. So the Absolute Click Cover Concealer, it's great for summer. It's lightweight and it's full coverage. It's staying. And possibly the Becca. Did I put it back? Yeah, I might keep the Becca. I'm not sure. So let me stick it back in there. It's lightweight and it can be used as a finishing powder, so I just might keep it. Okay, so what is the flop? The biggest flop I had was the Believe Beauty eyebrow gel. Yuck. It's in dark brown, but it turned gray. It was clumpy. I mean, it balled up. It just gave me like bushy eyebrows. So I'm decluttering it. Goodbye. It's out of here for sure. And my favorite item was the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Foundation. Again, it's in 230 Malawi, and it's all right by me. It holds up so far to the heat and humidity, and I still need a concealer with it, so it isn't full coverage, but my spots and pores show, but it stands up to heat and humidity, and in my area, we get nothing but heat and humidity in the summer months. So what else in here do I have? I'm taking out the Believe Beauty eyebrow defining pencil in dark brown. I am taking out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation. It just wasn't, it's too creamy for now, and it just didn't give me, I couldn't find another way to use it. It didn't give me ability to use as a contour either, so it's going. The Smith & Colt Black Drop Charcoal Brightening Primer is going. I really didn't use it but once or twice, so it's going. And I'm going to keep in the e.l.f. what is that, eyebrow gel, because like I said, that other one was a total flop, so it's out of here, and I'm going to keep in the e.l.f. So that's the first section there, and the Morphe setting spray is going to stay in until I'm finished with it. Okay, and so let's get into the blushes. I am going to be putting back the All Smiles. I liked it. It worked well. It is a cream. I'm going to be putting back the Young Love. It's a beautiful rosy kind of color. I liked it. I am going to be putting back the Wink from Believe Beauty. It's a powder brush, a blush with no shimmery sparkles or anything to it, so I really liked it. Put that back. I carried in my purse the Fit Me 360 Mocha powder that I use just to do, it's a pressed powder that I use for touch-ups. I didn't use it that much. I just usually don't touch up my makeup during the day, so I really didn't need to use that. Oh, and there's another blush here. It's the Sephora Gel and Ink blush, cheek and ink blush, which has a great formula. I have it in the color Dahlia, which is like a purple. I like the formula of this. I like the consistency, and it's so lightweight. I am going to look for it in a more summery shade. I think this will be good for the fall and winter. And the Laura Mercier finishing powder, I really like it. I have a lot in here, so I do need to keep it in here and get some more use out of it. Okay, where am I now? Let's get into the shadows. I really just will call the Urban Decay Born to Run my featured product because I really did enjoy using these colors. I have it on today, and I got a lot of wear out of these. The only one that didn't work out too well for me was the green in the middle there to the far right corner, Wonderlush. I will have to try to work with that some more. But today let's see, I am wearing Radio, and I am wearing Punk. So the Punk is the second one in on the bottom next to that fuchsia, and the Radio is the second one in the blue. So I really did like that, but I'm putting it away. I decided, and this may surprise you, I decided to take out the brown sugar palette. As much as I love it, I don't want to use it all up. I don't want to hit pan yet. I just want to hold on to it. So I am going to take that out and give it a rest and find another everyday brown neutral palette for myself. I really enjoyed the BH Cosmetic Zodiac Mini Palette in Capricorn. The colors are spectacular. I love the highlight in the middle. I love all the colors. I can go from bright to just basic with this palette, so it's a really nice palette. And I pulled another neutral palette, as you may know, the Nearly Nude from Believe Beauty. I really got a lot of use out of this too. I love the browns in there. Think like copper, anything like coppery penny or bronzy brown. I really love those colors. And what I forgot to pull at the beginning of June when I shopped my stash was a contour palette. So I had to go back and get a palette. And I chose to shop for the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette. And I got a lot of use out of it. I don't know how I forgot to pull this. I really got in there and used the contour, the sculpt, and the highlight, and I'm wearing it today. And I like that Black Radiance has this little cheat sheet at the top for you. It tells you where to put the contour, where to put the sculpt, and where to put the highlight. So I'm going to look for the newer one they have. They came out with another one. And so we're getting towards the end, and we're getting into the lipsticks. And I used the Scorpio by Wet n Wild. It's a purple color. I really like that. I used the what was this, Visionary by Sephora. You know how I say this is my true color. I like that. It's a little too soft, so I'd like to find a shade like that in a matte. I used the what was this one called, the Shakedown by L'Oreal Infallible. I'm wearing it today. It is my go-to for work. I really like that. And I also wore the L'Oreal Infallible in Cowboy. It's a little lighter, but you know, that's not bad. Great formula. I wore the Strut in the, is this Clinique? Yeah, I wore Strut in Clinique. It's a pretty nice lipstick too. I wore Juvia's Place, the Soul, and I think this will be a great summer and fall color. Just have to go light on it, not too heavy. And I wore Kylie Jenner's Shook. And again, you have to go light with this because it's a matte lipstick. So both of these were pretty matte. I really like them. And I had to make sure I had a lip liner, excuse me, to use with those. And I think this one is one of the darker ones. I forget which one this is, but I've had it a long time, and it's by MAC, and the name is off. So that's it. Everything I use for the month of June. And what I've learned from this month is, in my review, is that to consider formulas, consider the color, the consistency, the longevity, the saturation, the pigments for each season that we go through or that I shop for. The size or amount of products I pull and I generally need for the month was about right. And I pulled, let's see, what did I pull? I pulled about 8 lippies, 4 to 5 palettes, 1 contour palette, 5 blushes, and 2 to 3 powders. And I forgot to pull the concealer, so I have that too. Yeah, don't forget a concealer. That's what I forgot to kind of hide dark spots for my face. So I'm particularly happy with everything I pulled. Again, I can clearly see what products need to be decluttered, um, either because they are outdated or in the poor formula or the color's not right for me, or they're even harmful. They have harmful chemicals in them. So I can now better judge what needs to be pulled. And sometimes I purchase a product because of the hype. I later realized that that particular product doesn't flow with my style. So I have to be mindful of that. And this is particularly true with eyeshadow palettes. I realize I need to be mindful of the color stories in a palette, that I am, basically a neutral girl. I like more conservative approach to makeup. So now that I know that and I've bought palettes, I know where to go with everything. So to recap, I will need to again shop for about 8 lippies again in the July Shop My Stash, 4 to 5 palettes, 1 contour palette, 5 blushes, 2 to 3 powders, and a concealer. And of course, you don't really need. Oh yeah, you don't really need all this stuff, you know. But isn't it fun and isn't it lovely to just collect and use them? Okay, it's a wrap. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in July with a new Shop My Stash, and hopefully I'll be using a new camera. So remember, a smile is your best accessory. Bye bye.